Hey everybody, we are here and sorry about the delay, 16-minute delay. We already got some questions coming in. I had one sent to me via email. Rocky Top's got a question. So Streamlabs updated and they changed the way it works. And I'm gonna have to remake the streams for later today, it looks like. I'm just glad I can still schedule streams, but it looks like if you schedule a stream, you have to schedule the stream through Streamlabs for it to actually work with YouTube. I was like, okay, I guess I have to schedule streams this way now, and that's the way it's gonna work. So I'll need to remake the streams for later today. With that, let's see. We'll do the first questions here sent to me via email. Then we'll do Rocky Top's question. Let's do this. Let's get reviewing. It was on chapter 13. There was a question about where we had to find n. Would you be able to go over that question? Yeah, sure. Yeah, post it in the chat. Or let's take a look. We got this one over here right now. A decision tree was used to analyze the characteristics of 201 students who use a reusable bottle. The response variable named Y, it's the one we're examining right here. Hey, good to see you, Andrew. Below is the leave report after 3 splits. I don't know if, is Mubot here? Mubot's not even here. Mubot's not even here. So let's take a look at the 3 splits and then let's keep doing all the questions. So the world will come back. There's the world back. So what percent of females use a reusable bottle? So what we want to look at right here is when you look at your 3 splits in a decision tree, you have the leaves at the bottom. So we want to see where are all the females. The females are in which leaf right here. The females are in which leaves right here. Which leaves have females? So which leaves, I've listed all my leaves here, leaves 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which leaves have the females in them? These are the big questions, Nicky, right here. And then we got Rocky Tops and Nick and Charlie's question. So which of the leaves have the females in here? Which leaves have females? So which of the leaves, 1 and 2, exactly. 1 and 2 have females. So these are the leaves with the females. And this right here is the reusable bottle question. So this is the reusable bottle. So we want to know how many of them use a reusable bottle. And the answer should be 150 plus 176. And we should get 326, I think. 326. Wait a minute. What percent? That's how many. So there are 326. It says what percent, but there are 326 of them. And so the 326 is out of how many? So we do have to add up all these numbers to figure out how many. It's not how many use a reusable bottle, it's what percent. So 46 plus 89 plus 150 plus 176. So as everyone see, I'm finding how many total there are. To find out how many total there are, you need to add up all these numbers. So this bottom number right here is the sum of everybody in these leaves. So the bottom number is how many total females there are. And then the top number is out of the total females, how many use a reusable bottle. And this should get us the right number, not the amount, but the percent. So 326 divided by 461. And does everyone see where these numbers come from right here? We have all the females are 461. And the amount of females who use a reusable bottle, because that's where the yes is 326. Does that make good sense on how we can figure out the percent of females from this who use a reusable bottle? I think one of the most confusing things to people is that the Y variable is what we're looking at right here. This is the distribution of do they use a reusable bottle. So we should get the total amount of females is 461 by adding up all those numbers. And then the top number right there is the amount of females who use the reusable bottle. So good question right there, using some leaf report output. And a second question, thank you for sending me questions. I always like people being like, hey, can we do this question right here? You got it. So we have you're heading to the Law of Large Numbers Casino for spring break and plan to play their famous slot machine. The slot machine at the Law of Large Numbers Casino has 3 wheels that spin when you pull the lever. So you pull the lever, and then the wheel starts spinning. So assume the outcome of each wheel is independent of the other 2 wheels. So what does that mean? Knowing one wheel does what? Knowing one wheel would do what? If you know what one wheel is, what would that mean? I might go delete that other live stream here. Let me go back to YouTube Studio. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to delete that other live stream so people don't find it. What does it mean if they're independent of each other? There we go. I got to delete this. Delete forever. Delete. What does it mean if they're independent? If they're independent, what does knowing one wheel mean? It means if you know one wheel, it gives you no information about the other wheels. That's what independent means. So if we know the outcome of one of the wheels are spinning. So you've got these wheels. Great job, Niggy. You've got these wheels spinning right here with the things on it. And if you know what one of the wheel comes up as, that gives you no information, does not affect any others, does not affect any outcomes. So if you play, what is the probability that you get a lemon and a cherry and a bell? So I think it wants specifically in this order right here, a lemon and then a cherry and then a bell. So the probability of a lemon is 3 out of 10. And then the key word here is and. So then a bell is 1 out of 10. And then we got here, and then we missed the cherry. So the cherry is 2 out of 10. So the key word right here is and we should get, when you multiply this out, it should be 6 over 1,000. So 0.0006. There we go, 0.006. Why does it say 0? I think someone forgot to delete one of the possible answers right there. The answer should not be 0. I just deleted the other office hours ones because it looks like I'm gonna have to make the live streams to schedule them now through OBS. That's the way OBS is connecting. So you multiply. Yep, you multiply all these probabilities right here. When you see the word and, that's a key thing for multiplication. So the word and directly goes to the multiplication right here. Does that make sense right there, Sarah? So we're saying what's the probability you get this, and then you get this, and then you get this. So the correct answer is 0.0006 and 0.006, and equals multiply. And then what must they be to multiply things? If you multiply things, what must they be of each other? If you multiply, you must do this. They must be independent. To use the rule of multiplication, things must be independent of each other. So that should do it right there. That's a really good question. Isn't or add? Yep. And then what must things be? If we are adding things, we'll do a quick drawing right here. Then we'll do, I think, try to question 2. And thank you so much. Really busy office hours today. I love it. So we have here, I think we need the 4 boxes. We have here the word, which is going to be or and. We have here the symbol, and the symbol is going to be plus or multiply. We have here the condition. Condition is disjoint or independent. There's another thing. What am I thinking of? Oh, the name of it. So what's the rule called? What should have been the first box? This is the addition rule. And this is the multiply rule. Really quick sketch right here. And they need to be independent of each other. Independent. That says right here, independent. Independent. Does that make sense right here? Does this all logically add up? Look pretty good, other than my scribble. I see Charlie's got a really good question about what is the 95%. Oh, you want to figure out the margin of error? What does the word disjoint mean again? Disjoint means if A happens, B cannot happen. So let's say are your grades in a class, like if you make an A in this class, is that disjoint of other grades? So you have an A, a B, magic marker pen, changing colors. I'm going to fix that too right now today. Also watch this. We'll change the mode. B, C. Charlie's on fire too with some answers right here. So they can't happen at the same time. You can only have one event. So if someone makes an A, they can't also make a B. So think about this. Would it being 90 degrees out and it being it's snowing be disjoint events? And explain if those are disjoint events. Is it being when it's 90 degrees out and when it's snowing, are those disjoint events? So probability of 90 degrees out, probability of snowing. So I'll write this down here. Probability snow, probability 90 degrees. Are those disjoint events? And why or why not? Why or why not would these be disjoint events? Disjoint or not disjoint? What do you say? Bingo, Charlie's right. Yes, because it can't snow if it's 90 degrees. So these right here are disjoint events because if it's snowing, it can't be 90 degrees. If it's 90 degrees, it can't be snowing. So if you know it's 90 degrees out, you know it cannot be snowing. If you know it's snowing, you know it cannot be 90 degrees out. I don't think there's any hypothetical world where that would happen. Are these independent or dependent? So the way to know if it's independent or dependent is you ask yourself, I know it's snowing. Does that give me information about it being 90 degrees out? So are these they are disjoint. So are they independent or dependent? I hope we're not on a delay today. I did the ultra low latency, didn't I? So are these independent or dependent? I'm going to check one thing. Are they independent or dependent? Because we're going to have problems today later if I don't have ultra low latency. Stream settings. It's normal latency. Please tell me we can stream with ultra low on this. That's why there's a delay. Aren't other complete disjoints, but not all disjoint are complements? Correct. Charlie, 100% correct. Because there's other events right here that can be disjoint too, such as, I'm trying to think what else it could be. If you labeled all temperatures, and this would be very dependent. Sorry we're on a longer delay today. I'm hoping that I can still set up streams with the ultra low latency because I should be able to. So these are very dependent, and then you can have multiple events. Like all of these events up here, every single one of these are what? Like the grade you get in a class, every single one of those is what from each other. Every single grade you get in a class is what of it. Every single grade you get in a class are all, and I'll have to answer more of my own questions because we're on a like 10-second delay today. They're all disjoint. So like getting an A means you didn't get a B. Getting a B means you didn't get a C or A. Every single grade in the class is disjoint of every single grade. So you can't get an A and a B. You can't get an A and a C, making them all disjoint. Also, getting an A depends on getting a B, so they're very dependent. So things don't have to be complements to be disjoint. And I think Charlie asked a really good question. I love this type of question, especially for the test. Charlie said he has a confidence interval here, and his confidence interval is 63.6 to, so we got here 63.6 to 74.8. Now, how can we find margin of error? Before we solve this question, let's think of a really easy way to solve the margin of error. When we solve the margin of error, try to solve the margin of error for this interval right here, 60 to 90. What is the margin of error for this interval? To think about the margin of error, we have to visualize it, and we can remember that the margin of error is going to be half the length of the interval. So if you have an interval that goes from 60 to 90, the center of it would be 75, and then the margin of error would be plus or minus 15. So this right here is going to be the margin of error, but how could we find this manually? If we just remember it's half the length of the interval, the first thing we need to find is the distance of the interval. So to find the distance of the interval, we need to take the upper minus the lower and do what? Yeah, well, we're going to divide by 2. We're going to do half the length of the interval. I think you are on track right now. Great job. That is going to be half the length of the interval. And so this right here gets you the length of the interval, the upper minus the lower, because this is the distance of these two numbers. And you do half the length of the interval. So to find the top one right there, we're just going to do half the length of that interval. The interval has a length of 74.8 to 63.6, the length of 11.2. Divide by 2, and that's half the length of the interval. Does that make sense right there, Charlie? That's going to be half the length of the interval up there. We're on such a long delay that when I ask questions, it's kind of a bummer. I'll ask them and then the delay. BAS 474 is offered every semester, I believe. Yes, Trace, great question right there. Every semester. Am I teaching it next semester? I might not be teaching it next semester. I forget these things. They tell me what I'm teaching, and I say, okay, that's all I'll teach. I want to start teaching the capstone class. I think that'll be lots of fun. Capstone's a really interesting class. You get to some really cool stuff in there. And I think there was another question. So that's how we find the margin of error right here. Good practice on finding the margin of error. There was a question on where you have to go over, it was the adults graduating from high school. Okay, so let me go get this adults graduating from high school question. Let's go find that. So I literally closed down so much stuff as I was trying to get this stream to work. Put your questions in the chat if you have them. Brian's going to get everything working again. Let's it's been complete randomness. We have randomness playing. Of course we do. Then a random day. And let's go here. So it's adults graduating from high school, and we have to find n. So this one right here is a really good algebra problem. And if I'm remembering which one it is, and I can almost remember the formula, and I'll backwork the formula here. So this is chapter 13. And let's take a look. Here's all the questions. Let's find that adults graduating from high school question. So are there more questions? I'm going to be sad if you end up... Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do teach it in the summer. I taught it this last summer, didn't I? Or is that when I taught 320? My gosh, my head just... Oh, I taught 320 and 474 at the same time last summer. Yeah, we're going to review. Yep. We're going to have a public stream. I have to remake the stream, and we will have a review. So we will have a big review for class. Lots of review. Here we go. So let's do this question as a review right here. So it is believed that as many as 20% of adults never graduate from high school. So when we get a question like this, the first thing we do is we mark notation. And because we're on the really long delay today, I can't ask everyone to do the notation for me. But you should start to look at all the numbers right here and start to identify notation immediately. Not like that. No, I said we're going to fix it. Let's fix it. If I make this pen black and I make this pen, there we go. There we go. Now we can do it. Okay. So I would first start looking at all the numbers right here. Some of these numbers are not that important to us. So the numbers that are going to be important are going to be things like find n. That means we're going to solve for n. It gives us the margin of error right here. So this whole thing is possessed. Here is the margin of error. And that's nothing right there. Here is the p, because that's what we're assuming is the truth. And then here is the z-score. And the z-score is 1.96. Now, don't memorize the z-scores. We're not going to have you memorize them. The best way to get z-scores is by the David M. Lane applet. So when you're getting z-scores, you want to go over here to this page. And there's the page in the chat. And then you want to go to values from an area, go between, and then put in the percent you want. And then there's the z-score. So we have the z-score now, which is what we have right here, 1.96. And that is the z-score for a 95% conf roll when we're using z-scores. And I think we're done. I think we have everything we need except for Q. So Q, and we're going to assume that these are the truth, are going to be equal to 0.80. We don't know it's the truth. We're just going to assume. And those are the numbers we need to identify. So now the hard part comes is the algebra part, which is the least fun part of this. So when we look at the equation, it just wants me to use rainbow pen. Okay, we're using rainbow pen. P hat plus or minus the z-score, square root, p hat, q hat over n. This part over here is the margin of error. So with this being the margin of error, oh man, I didn't make any, Dan, this week, and I've been trying to get 100. I know, I need to do more. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. This thing is possessed. I have no idea. I need to reinstall Word. I think I already did that one time and it didn't fix it. So this is the margin of error right here. And from here, we have to solve for n. Now, my favorite way of doing this, that I think makes it a lot easier, is to first do all the algebra. So that is the margin of error. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. I think I overworked myself at the start of the semester, which is, we're in crazy times right now, And so this is the algebra part of it, the least fun part. And so all we're doing right now is just solving this right here. And so now we're just going to flip both of these. Sure, why not? And we're flipping both of them. And then we're just going to multiply both sides by p hat q hat. And this will solve for n. So I know this will be a semester I will never forget. It's like, remember that semester where everything was just crazy the whole time? But I think I'm really proud of everyone. It's been a lot of hard work. I can't believe we barely have a month left. We have a month left and we'll be in exam. A month from now, we'll be doing exams. And then we'll be having Christmas break and we'll be relaxing. So from here, we just plug stuff in. It'll be so nice. A month off from school. Oh my gosh. And so there we go. That is what n is equal to. And let's do right here. Did it the wrong way. And let's do that. And there we go. So, I know. And then another semester with no breaks. I know, right, Charlie? It'd be crazy. I know. It'd be nice to have a month off and then 2, 4, 6. That's what we got. It'll be 2, 4, 6. We got it. So this one's mainly an algebra problem. It's probably one of my lesser favorite ones out of all these. But the key to these problems is once you work out this equation right here, this equation is the key to it. I'll zoom in out nice and big. There we go. Once you've solved for this equation right here, you can solve all of them because it's just that equation and plugging in your numbers. So it really comes down to identifying notation and then back solving it so that you can solve for n by finding the margin of error, what the margin of error is equal to, and then you're welcome, Rocky Top. Great question right there. Yeah, I know. I think it can be easier. The one big issue I always tell people is the Canvas content quizzes are a really good kind of where are you at. So if you're taking the Canvas content quizzes and you're completely lost, that's not a good sign. So in visualization 9, I think it'll come out next week, will it? We only have 2 more. 2 more visualizations, a project, and you should be good for the project from doing all the visualizations. I'll put out some project videos and stuff like that. But overall, I think people will be really ready for the test. I gotta remake those. You know what we need to do? We need to ask questions if you have them right now. I need to remake the streams right here. Okay. So we're gonna have to delete these streams. This is gonna be awesome. I understand. Delete for forever. We are deleting the streams. Okay, delete for forever. I might not be able to schedule a stream while I'm live. Can I? Looks like I can. Schedule stream. Okay. So I'm scheduling these streams right here. And I guess when I go live, I make it so let's do review class for exam 2. I'm going to schedule these really quick. And then it's my time, so it's 3:30. I dislike the way they have this. I have to scroll through. Okay, so there we go. I think that's got this one. Okay, so there's that. That's sending it to YouTube now. Cool. And then review contest for exam 2. Okay. Public stream, scheduled date. Is it not going to let me pick today? Today. We'll hope everything works properly. And I scheduled that one for 3:30. I hate the way this looks. This one needs to be 5 my time, which is 6 your time. There we go. And then this should schedule now. We have it. Okay, I think everything's been scheduled. So there we go. I think I have the streams rescheduled. So here we go. October 30th. Hey, what's up, Alan? So good to see you. Visualization 9 is due Friday. Let me see. I might be changing that right around, especially with being due this Friday. I'll probably change that. So we will update that, Charlie. No worries. I think everyone's doing a great job. I'm really proud of everybody. It's one of those, it's it's been just, so much work. And I think people are really ready for exam 2. If you've been doing the quizzes, if you've been doing the homeworks, if you've been doing the Canvas content quizzes, I feel like your exam 2 grade should be very similar to what you're getting. And what questions are there? Alan, you could play the Kahoot today, Alan. We're going to have a big mega Kahoot as long as all the technology is working. The streams are scheduled now. And I'm going to send out an update. I need to send an update and say, hey, here's the updated links, and let's hope everything works. So here's the review contest. Wait. It says it's waiting for me. Oh my gosh. What have we done? It's not taking the time for some reason. I'm not, Alan, if you can hear me, Alan, I think you can, obviously. I am teaching 320, right, next semester. Alan, you're awesome. You're awesome, Alan. I'm teaching 320. I think I'm not teaching 474 for the first time in a while. And so 320, yes. 474, no next semester. But I can help out with 470. I mean, I can answer questions. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I like to do. I like to help out when I can. That's always kind of my goal. I'm going to try remaking these. Sorry, they've changed the thing around with Streamlabs here. Please, and if you have any questions about the material, feel free to ask. I can review anything right now as I'm trying to fix Streamlabs as we talk. It should review class 4, exam 2. And then it should allow me to put the time. So it's going to be 3:30. Did I not select the time? Okay, that's the time selected now. And everything's accurate. Okay, good. It says it's been scheduled for an hour from now. Okay, good. I must have done it improperly. And then view contest. They had to have changed this around. Scheduled date. Sorry, as I get the last few things fixed right here. We shall have this fixed. Okay, I think that's fixed. And let's see if it works. 3 hours from now. Good. Okay, good. Woo! Awesome. It should do it now. I updated those. The content quiz is still closed. It says the results are protected for number 6. Let's take a look. So let's see right here. Let's see. I'm going to head over and look at that real quick. So let me see if those still have an issue. I thought I saved the settings on it. Let's see. Ask any question you have. We'll get it all fixed up. What? Wait. It says, oh, I see it. Let students see their quiz responses. Yeah. Okay, good. That should fix it, Nikki. Tell me if it has any issues right now, but that should fix it. So sorry, for some reason they had a tiny bit difference of a setting. It says it'll only show to you. Yeah, I know, it's so weird, isn't it? It's like, does it now work? Good. Thank you for one. It's just that one had a different setting, and I have no idea why. Because we all make these through a blueprint course. So apparently, yeah, sorry. Thank you for asking about that. I don't know why that one had just a completely different setting. And I don't know. Is everyone ready for the big Kahoot today? $40 first prize. Please ask any question if you want me to review anything right now. I'm just kind of talking to everybody. We've got the huge Kahoot today. $40 first prize, $20 second prize, $10 third prize. And so we have a huge mega Kahoot. And so we'll try to get everyone playing. I'm hoping we have a good, 200 people watching, 200 people playing. That'd be pretty crazy. So I'm hoping we get a bunch of people to play. What do people think about that? More water. 3 on it? Sure. Question 3 on the Canvas content? Yeah, let's do that. Anytime, Nikki. Let me go take a look. What does question 3 say? Because mine might look different than yours. Mine is showing when creating a list of random numbers, it's better to use a computer program or another method to choose the numbers for us. And yeah, that'd be true. I don't know if that's the one you want to look at. $40. Alan, you should play. What does yours start with, Nikki? Like, how does your question... There's a really long one here about simulation. It might be the one you want to do. But post the one you want to do. No, but they change around. Like, there'll always be like a different one selected. So what does your question say? Because, and sorry, around the really long latency. What does your question say? Like, how does it start out? And then I can find that specific question, because each question, like, everyone gets a different question. So, and then I'll find it. I will find that question. I will solve that question. Lewis and Claudia are looking to recruit people for blood donations. They sound like we should have done like Damon and his brother. I can't remember Damon's brother's name. Someone knows Damon's brother. Stefan. How did I not know that? Damon and Stefan are looking to recruit people for blood donations. It's Halloween. You gotta do that. I think Vampire Diaries is back. There we go. Found it. It's number 1 on my quiz. Okay, let's take a look at their recruiting for blood donations right here. So, see, we should have done that. I didn't write this question, so I can't critique it. Thank you to the people who wrote this question. So here's the question right here. Let's hop in here and check it out. It's totally on Team Damon, of course. So everyone went Team Damon. That's why. What's her name? Elena? No. Something like that. Can't remember. Gosh, it's been so long. They decided to use a simulation to estimate how many people they might expect to donate. The people who not able to donate are 0 through 24, and the people who are able to donate are 25 through 99. Based on simulation, what % of people will not be able to donate? So it really helps that we have pen right here. So we want to know what % of people would not be able to donate, and the % of people, Mubot is there with the points. Please tell me if I miss any numbers that are between 0 and 24, because that's the goal of this. I'm going to do another check when I go through this right here. But it looks like there's a number not between 0 and 24. There's a number not between 0 and 24. There's a number. There's a number. And I think that is it. I am blind, so it doesn't help. So I only see 4. And so there's how many trials right here? There's 4 out of 30, I believe. How is there 4 out of 30? And 4 out of 30 would be... My brain is just slowing down today. 13.333%, I believe. So I believe it's 13.333. Yeah, I think I got it 2 right. 13.3333333. And so that should be it right there. And you just divide those numbers. That's got it. And then put in the 2 decimals. Please tell me if it somehow rounded you wrong or something like that, or if there's an issue like that. I've given points back for small issues. But does that make sense right there? As long, yeah, if you get it, then it's like, okay, that's how we do it. That's how we figure out from the simulation what % of the time. Charlie and I did I think Charlie and I might have done the SpongeBob Patrick election simulation looking at 538 data. Go vote. Remember to go vote. So, and yeah, it's a really good question. What other questions do people have? That was a really good one right there. What kind of material do you want to go over? We will get, for some reason I thought, yeah, no, it's once you know the concept, it can be pretty easy. But then if you're confused on the concept, you can be like, wait, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? So the concept definitely helps, and that's just the thing. It's once you know how to solve it, it's like, well, that's how we solve it. And then you tell someone, they'd be like, that's all it is. It's like, Charlie earlier was asking about the margin of error, and I think he had one of those aha moments again too, where he's like, oh yeah, it's just half the length of the interval. And then you're like, I got it. So, we should only review, I think it's 5 through 8. You want to go back to decision trees all the way up, because I think there's decision trees, randomness, confidence intervals. So I think it's 5 through 8. I can double check. If 5 is decision trees, that is correct. I will confirm or deny. Yeah, randomness is number 6, so 5 should be decision trees. I would be pretty certain you start with number 5. Decision trees, yep. 5 through 8. 5 through 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So a lot of good review right there. And you think about those questions are a lot like the respondus can be. And so, yeah, excellent work. It's going to be so weird doing the streams through here now. I wish they had a better way, but it seems like it's just broken if you try to do it the other way. 5, yes. We're on such a long delay. I hope it doesn't take the long delay. No. We might do a test stream here in a moment to see if I can get ultra low latency. So we might keep asking questions if you have them. Let me know anything you're thinking about. We don't have any. It's all review today. It's review all day long. Randomness can be the hardest. Randomness questions, or we'll do another randomness because I think I saw it on there. Oh no, I went away from it. I'll go find it again. So let's look at the Canvas content quiz for randomness. And so I think this is a really good help right here because, here's a big simulation. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this humongous simulation right here. And let's do this, the Lego group. Okay, so always try to boil a simulation down to the rules. When you think about the rules of a simulation, you just want to understand how to play the game. So we look at this right here, the Lego group, maker of plastic interlocking bricks. So we know who they are. Sells individual Lego minifigures. The minifigures are sold as different sets representing different fictional and non-fictional characters. So you got Scooby-Doo, totally fictional. Leonardo DiCaprio, total fictional. And Alexander Hamilton, total fictional too. No, they're not fictional. So Scooby-Doo is not fictional. I'm done. So representing different fictional and non-fictional characters, they are packaged in an opaque bag, meaning you do not know which character, so it's opaque, can't see through it. You're purchasing when it's open. You said use a simulation to estimate the probabilities for each character and generate 7 sets of 6 random digits, 0 through 9. So there's a 40% probability of Leonardo DiCaprio. We've asked questions like this too on the exam, like what is the probability of Leonardo DiCaprio? And there are 4 numbers out of 10, 3 numbers out of 10, and 3 numbers out of 10 right here. So the probability for each of these is 40%, 30%, 30%, and we want to see what is the probability of finding exactly 2 of each minifigure. So to get exactly 2 of each, you need to get, there's 6 figures you're getting, so you can't get, if you look right here, as soon as you get 3 Leonardo DiCaprios, you're done. This is a problem right here. Do I see any others? That's a problem. Here, we'll put those in red. So just by virtue of there being too many of one figure, I know that these don't work. Because you have too many, you have to get 2, 2, 2. So we need to look for a simulation where we see something like, let's go right here. There's 2 Leonardo DiCaprios. And then there's 2, so let me change it so it's the right colors. And then there's 2 Scooby-Doos. And then there's 2 of these. So that's 2, 2, 2. Because you have 2 of each one. Then, so let's eliminate some of these simulations. This one's eliminated. This one's eliminated because you can't have 3 of one thing. Because then you'd have too many of it. You can't have 3 of one thing. That's eliminated. Do I see any others? This one's eliminated right here because you have 3 Leonardo DiCaprios right there. So we only have 2 more candidates just by giving a quick look at it. Here's 2 Leonardo DiCaprios. Here's, is that going to be Alexander Hamilton's? Yeah, there's 2 Alexander Hamiltons. And here's 2 Scooby-Doos. And then where's Leonardo? Oh, good. 2 Leonardos. And then we've got our Alexander Hamiltons. And then we have our 2 Scooby-Doos. So the answer is going to be 3 out of 7. 3, oh wait. Already the top one was a bad simulation too. Because of that, these are all Leonardo DiCaprios right here. So you can't have that. And then also you have no Alexander Hamiltons. So in the top one, you would have 3 Leonardo DiCaprios and 3 Scooby-Doos. And so that top simulation doesn't work. So the answer is 3 out of 7 simulations. And so 3 out of 7 simulations, which should be like 43%. No, 42.52, I think. 42.52. Let's find out. 42.85. I was off. I was close with the 42%, but couldn't get those decimals. Yeah, it's 14.28. The 1/7 is interesting because it's 14.2856, 14.2857. So it's interesting because and it repeats it. When you look at it, 14 is 7 times 2, 28 is 7 times 4, and that's almost 56. And I wonder, I mean, it's basically 56, but it's got an additional, which 56 is 7 times 8. So it's very interesting how it's weird, just math has these patterns. And so, oh, wait, and then what is 114? Can't be. Well, that has an interesting pattern. Dividing things by 7 is just fun. Just fun. One more time, we'll look at that number. See, this has the pattern. It has the 14, 28, 57. Oh, because it's probably got a 1/7. Yeah, it does have 1/7, doesn't it? I don't know. So anyways, what other questions are there? Wanted a fraction for the answer. So it should be, so when you put this one in here, let's look at the question on the thing right here. It says, oh, it says which is it? Yeah. So the answer would be the 3/7 right here. Does that make sense, Nikki, on how to do these types of questions? Like, I think this was a really good review of simulation right here. And I think what I'm going to do, who'd be up for helping me out with a practice stream right here to see if the streaming is working? So random question that's off topic. What business analytics course would you oh, everyone's it's just a good question. So 310, Dr. Galbraith teaches that a lot of times. That's an optimization course, really good for getting some awesome Excel skills. And they use another program in there. I can't think what it is, but 310 is excellent. Really good optimization and getting some kind of general computer software skills. 340 is Charlie Quick's class, which is statistical process control, which is excellent also. I'm going to see 454. I'm not gonna know that one off the top of my head. Charlie's gonna be able to, Brian, you're on the undergraduate committee. How do you know 454? 340 is statistical process control, and Charlie Quick teaches that class to professionals. We're talking, professionals in industry. He teaches the professional level of that class, and he's awesome at it. He taught me that class, so it's the reason I know it. And so I really like that class. 340 is excellent. If you're going to work for a production company like Eastman or any sort of production, 340 is a necessity. 370 I like a lot. I also took 370 with Julie Ferreira. And so 370 is about AdWords and optimization in web analytics. So 370 is really fun and really cool. I'd say 370 is more fun, more cool, kind of easier. Not saying 340 and 310 are not fun and cool, but for me, and that's the thing, is a lot of this is my personal preference. I like web analytics a lot. I mean, I'm on the YouTubes right now, so I think web analytics is a lot of fun stuff, and you get to work with a local business still, I believe. So you get to do some optimization and some A/B testing of site analytics. 471 should be, I'm skipping over 454. Is that the SaaS certification course? Let me see right here. BS 474. Is that SaaS certification? UTK. Statistics for Business Analytics. Do I not know if this course? I don't know if that course. Don't know who teaches it. And 471 should be, I'm going to cheat. Let's go here, 471. I always get so confused on all the 470s. Capstone, that's what it is, Capstone. And then 475 is time series. So 471 is Capstone. Definitely take that after 474, because the way with 320, 474, 471, 471 is a great kind of using your skill sets in the business analytics field. So I'd take 471 after Capstone, because you're going to utilize your skills. You're also going to use Tableau. Petrie's done a great job with 320, 474, 471. I'd take those all in a series. So I'd try to take 320, 474, and then 471 immediately after. It's a really good series he created. 475 is time series. A lot of businesses basically require that. With 475 and time series, it's a special type of data. You're dealing with time ordered data. I was going to look at the next one here. And so if you want to continue on, which I think is really good, it's 479. One of those is top. Oh, 476. Good. So time series, definitely take if you need time series data. I think it's very important. It's It's a pretty challenging course, but time series data is super important and easy to understand. Is 476? I think one of these is the I can't even think, Python class, data visualization. And I've been very interested in that course. I'd like to take it to increase my data visualization in Python, but I don't know which number that is. I always get the numbers mixed up. The things that are hardest to memorize is the things that have no rhyme or reason. And I don't know quantitative research and business analytics. I don't know that course that well. But that's got it. So just depends on what you want to do. Really great question right there on which course should I take. Just preference. It's really hard to say, but I think a lot of the courses have a lot of great application. I would take Capstone after taking all the 320, 474. I think that's got it. We're gonna hope that today's class stream, maybe I gotta set it up. Who wants to do a quick test? Is anyone here who's willing to do a quick test with me? So you'll have to go to the main page. I'm going to start a new stream right here and just call it test stream. In the test stream, I'm going to try to stream with ultra low latency. And we're going to see if it works. So if you're hearing this right now, I'm going to put in the chat here. I'm going to end this stream. And we're going to see if we can get this working because they've changed some stuff on Streamlabs. So I'm going to put up the end screen and then I'll put in the chat, but you should see it on the main channel. So here, we'll go check us out. I'll be back. See you in class, everyone. Bye.